Are you trying to figure out how to get things done? Are you trying to look for knowledge that can actually help you do something, be better at what you do? Hi, I'm Joyce Mbaya, founder of Zydii, where we provide affordable online courses for Africa. This is the place for you, the Zydii podcast, where we have inspiring conversations with amazing people. And the ultimate goal is to help you know more so you can do more.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever it is that you're listening to our Zydii podcast from. My name is Rhoda, co-founder of Zydii, and I'm really excited to be having this session for the podcast. It was my turn. But can you believe it is December of 2021? And maybe somebody will be listening to this 10 years later, 20 years later. So yes, we are in December of 2021. And we have survived and made it through a pandemic, and life is very, very different. And we're learning new things every single day. So what I want to talk about today is something that we were really challenged about during investor calls. And it's, we clearly know our solution and we know the problem. But how do we help others understand that this is why we exist is not just to make money and do business, but we're actually solving a problem. And can we put numbers behind that? And how would we communicate that to organizations or businesses who might not even know that this is a problem that they have? Because the symptoms are manifesting all over the place, but you do not know what the root cause is. And you're also not aware what the solution would be that would save you on cost, time, effort, and what have you. So today I'm going to be talking about the numbers that we dug deep, and we got really relevant research and numbers that are so incredibly, we were really shocked. And it was just really fantastic to discover that. First of all, thank you for people who do research, to discover that there are numbers behind helping you understand the cost of not training. Because I think sometimes what we focus on is what are the benefits of training, and it's always wonderful, but it's also really good to reflect on what does it cost you to not train your employees? And sometimes you might not even realize that you have the need. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this podcast today, or rather I will be talking about. So I'm just going to jump into it, really. So basically, if you are in business, if you know somebody in business, or you're employed, leadership position, or you're even just a member of staff, you definitely understand some of the frustrations that people have with fellow employees or teams. Either a really big mistake happens or a small mistake that's consistent, right? That costs a business a client, or things are just done haphazardly. So you have to jump in and redo things and take on tasks that you shouldn't. There are transactions that have gone wrong. Sometimes it's just a lack of initiative. You have to go through the process of firing and hiring, and it can be horrific and time consuming. And these are just a whole bunch of stories that if you sit down with anybody in business, there is a recurring theme over and over and over again, right? So what we realize is, what is causing all of these issues? So this is really great information that we discovered. Why is this happening? Right? Especially in this new world order, this new environment where you're working with Gen Z, millennials and whatnot. And people are constantly saying, they're constantly jumping from one job to another. But what is the reason? So according to research, 46% of newly hired employees fail within 18 months of being hired. And what's truly shocking is that they fail, and only 11% of those 46% fail because of lack of technical skill. So they have the skill, it's there. 26% fail because they cannot accept feedback. 23% fail, actually that's 26% fail because they cannot accept feedback. 23% fail because they are unable to understand and manage emotions. 17% fail because they lack the necessary motivation to succeed. And 15% fail because they have the wrong temperament for the job. I mean, really, think about this. So basically, in other words, 64 to 81% of these new hires fail at the jobs because they simply lack the soft skills that are needed. right? And sometimes the thing is, we talk about it over and over again, but what are the numbers? These are the numbers, guys. So that is really expensive. If you think about it in terms of turnover, it's very, very expensive, because hiring someone costs up to 30% of the job salary. So for example, let's say you have an employee that makes, let's give it a small random number, maybe 50,000 a year, right? And they come in for a few months and they leave. You would spend the equivalent of 15,000 to hire someone new. And a once off, it's not really a big number, but consider if you have 3 or 4 people turning over in the year from different departments. You are spending the equivalent of one person's annual salary on rehiring people over and over and over again. And that's not even counting the hours, the effort, the interview processes that you have to go through to get these new people onboard them, let them learn the systems, and then they go back. And you have to start again from scratch. It can be very, very expensive. So that's the why and just the cost of it. But think about it in these terms. If you were to train an employee, it would cost you maybe, say, 5,000 shillings. That's about $50 for an annual subscription for digital training, or they can learn customer service, leadership, sales, what have you. And you're able to retain them for longer, and they're more effective at their job. They can learn things like emotional intelligence and what have you, because training is a part of life. You're consistently learning. And if you are not learning, that's where all of these gaps come in. The challenges, not just for the employees, but you as maybe a decision maker, a leader, a business owner. And that's basically it for me. This is not supposed to be a really long podcast. It was just helping you understand. And we can dive deeper into this maybe in the next episode. But just understanding that it's really expensive not to train your people. And you might not feel it as keenly now, but you're a growing organization, or you want to grow, right? They need these skills. And it's not just about technical anymore. You need that extra element. The future of business is here. Skills that were not as needed before because of the level of industrialization we're at are really key at this point in time. People are working remotely, right? People are handling multiple tasks. They're using technology. They're engaging with clients and people across the world. It's not just talking to your neighbor who's sitting at the desk next to you. So they need skills to work in this new age, and you need a way to scale up your business, avoid all these costs that sometimes we don't add up these costs of not having the team that you should. So that's it. And basically, as we end this, in response to this for the month of December, and hopefully this will be coming up every few months or so, we are having an outrageous end year offer where for starting at just $10 or 1,000 shillings, you can get access, 1 year access for your team member, and they can access training, digital learning, digital training on areas like customer service, sales, leadership, communication, professionalism, productivity, teamwork. Name it. If you require it, you can be able to access this training, and it starts at just 1,000 bob. So think about it. Skip 4 meals, 5 meals, get training for 1 or 2 employees for the year, and turn your business around. So if you are interested in checking out the offer, you can just go to zydii.com. That's zydii.com/offer. OFFER. So zydii.com/offer. Check out whatever bundle would work for you. Pretty straightforward. You can use mobile money, card, PayPal, whatever it is, and start thinking about tomorrow today, right? You don't have to wait until the new year to start setting up your resolutions. Sometimes it's just as easy as starting. Thank you, and have an amazing December, an amazing upcoming year, and an amazing day.
This week's episode has come to an end, but the fun doesn't have to stop here.
If you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback, head over right now to Twitter and Facebook and like and share, comment, get involved. Let us know what you think, what you want to learn next, and join us next time.